Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Moonlight Online, and this is a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG set in kind of a werewolf, vampire, human world. So, as you can see, I do have one character, a level 12 werewolf knight. He's in Nottingham, and we're going to kind of go ahead and go through the character creation process so you guys can see that. Now you do have, like I said, you have 3 races that you could choose from. So here's the human races, and each different race has one locked character class. So you can see here, with the humans, I can be a knight, I can be a mage, or I can be a sage. Then with the vampires, I can be a knight, I can be a mage, or I can be a rogue. And then with the werewolves, you can be a knight, you could be a mage, or you could be a rogue. So the sage is only available to the humans, and then the rogue is only available to the vampires and the werewolves. Now the werewolves are they're the strongest of all the 3 races, the vampires are the fastest of all the 3 races, and then the humans are they're the most defensive of all the 3 races. But since I've already done a werewolf, I'm going to do a vampire this time, and I'm going to go with a mage, and since I've already used the Limpy, I'm going to go with female, and I will create Jelena Jensen. Let's see if I can spell it right. Can't type today. So there we go. So we can kind of take a look. We can spin her around. She's got this cool little orb going around her, stuff like that. Now you don't have a lot of options here. I really wish that there were more options, but you have a few, but not as many as I would expect to see in a free fantasy MMORPG that's come out in today's day and age. So you can see there I basically have 4 hairstyles, so we're going to go with that one. Then you've got different colors. At least here you kind of have a decent number of options when it comes to the hair color, so it gives you some little bit of options when it comes to really defining your character. Then face-wise, face is always an interesting one to me, because face is, you don't really, how often do you really look at someone's face unless they've got like tusks or horns or different things like that. Then you've also got this skin type, and they're named really funny, like you've got alabaster, and then you've got ruddy and ebony, and an orange skin color, or a tanned, or a green tint, a gray tint, or a blue tint, or even a purple tint. So you can really get kind of crazy with all these. I'm going to go with alabaster, really kind of, when I think of a vampire, I really think of kind of lily white skin. Then you can get into eye color, which we can't even see, and unfortunately we can't scroll wheel in and zoom. So we're just going to go with, let's go with yellow. Yellow works for me. So let's go ahead and create our character. You can also see right here in your class introduction, you can see, depending upon which character class you could choose, you see, their attack, their critical, their control, and then their survival. So obviously, because I am a mage, I do have a low survival because, of course, I'm weak and febile, so I need to keep the enemies at bay, and of course, I want to have a knight in front of me. So let's go ahead and jump in there. Now, all of a sudden, my clothes change, and that's all right. We're going to jump into the game. Let's go. Now, the game, as usual, is kind of your typical, you are here to save the world, and we break down the 3 factions, and of course the werewolves over here to the very right look like Wolverine. Surprise, surprise. Somebody stealing from pop culture? Never. But anyways, you do have a pretty good storyline of how the all these different things are going on, and you guys can watch all that and see that stuff later. I'm just going to hit escape and get out of there. Now, of course, you do have a lot of exciting events going on, so you can get into these. Event 1, April Fool's Special, Yeti, so you can get your own little Yeti. And we got a bunch of different stuff that you guys can get into as well. Now, we're going to accept our first quest, and it's going to bring up this little help screen. This is one thing I do have to say. The game does a really good job of is walking you through all the little pieces so you understand what the nuances are and what's different in this game over other games that of similar type. So now, of course, we can take, and we're going to do a little bit of a rebirth. So basically, we're going to come alive, hit accept, complete our quest, and there you go. Of course, the completion is going to have a little question mark over the top of them. Now, we do have auto-pathing, but I want to talk about some of this stuff. Now, it looks like in about 14 minutes, yep, we're going to be able to get our daily, which is the first item that we're daily log in. We're going to get the first item. Now, the longer you stay, the more you stay logged in, and then obviously, we actually do have this already. This is the second one we're going to get at 15 minutes. So we do have that first one that we got already, and then we'll get another one at 15 minutes. And then you do get these periodically. The more you play, the more of these little bonus boxes that you're going to get, and that's just the daily event. You can also go to this right here, and you can see like your first purchase. And if you take and you do your first purchase, you are going to be able to claim that. It seems like I'm getting attacked, but I'm actually not. So we're just going to, you guys leave me alone. So now the game does have auto pathing, so we can click on this little guy's name and we'll take off. Looks like we are getting a little bit of lag because of fraps, but hey, what are you gonna do? So we'll select our quest reward, and as you can see, each one of these is for depending upon what character class. You can see there goes a guy on a mount, so you can see the game does have some really cool mounts that people are flying around on. Gotta love that stuff. So the Silent Priest, all right. So we'll get to the equipment tutorials. We don't really need to do that. It's pretty much the basic stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and open our bag and right-click to equip our gloves. So bam, there we go. And the gloves do actually change the look of our character. Now, unfortunately, we are in a bit of a shadow here, so you guys weren't able to see it. Now we can see it there. Now, if we go and we want to take those gloves off, there you go. You can see that I'm no longer black. We can also zoom in and see that those gloves do change the color of the tone on my arms. So we're going to take off and go talk to good old Sergio Letbeck. So you can see there are other players running around, a decent number of players running around as well. So it's always nice to see that the game does have a community, so you are going to be able to have people to quest with and also people to PvP against the other factions. Now, of course, the game is broken down into the 3 factions. It is too bad that it is class-based, or sorry, race-based in its faction, not class-based, but either way, it does give you the option to pick which faction you want based upon the race. So, of course, I always wish that I could do something like, oh, you know what, I want to be a vampire, but I want to be on the good side. Now, this is the first thing that we're going to look at, is this is the enchanting, and this is one of the really cool systems of the game. So we're going to go ahead and enchant that, and there we go. So, enchanting weapon, so we're out of there already. So let's go ahead, and it wants me to follow all this stuff. So first we'll talk about the enchanting in a second. So these are our talents, so our divine talents. We have all kinds of different, we've got enhance, talent, and transfer. We'll talk about each of those in a second. And we can look at each of these talents. We see this first one consumes 9 mana, lava bomb. Always cool to have a lava bomb. So we'll throw that right there. And then we've got a falling star. I do like the fact that they're using a little bit of different names as far as these things are concerned. And you can see right there we do have my Ashen Orb, which is in this enchantment slot. Now we can go to the enchantments, and you can see as we take and we do, we fight monsters, we kill monsters, we complete quests, we're going to get energy. Now that energy, then we can take and we can enchant our weapons and make them more powerful. Now the cool thing with this, or enhance, sorry, I don't have enough energy to actually enhance it any further. Now the cool thing with this is when we enhance our weapons or our gear, this actually takes and allows us to make them more powerful. But you know what always sucks about that is when you've enchanted or enhanced something, that then when you take and you want to move on to the next weapon or the next piece of gear, you can't actually carry all that work that you've done with you. But in this game you can, because you can go to transfer. You can see here, once we get a new weapon, we're going to be able to put that here, and we're going to be able to transfer all the divine talents and energy stored in the enchanted weapon or relic to another regular weapon or relic. So once we get another item, we can actually transfer all that energy that we've earned. So it's one thing that keeps us from just losing all that progress, which I really think is kind of cool. So you saw right there, I did get a bunch of energy. I also leveled up, and for leveling up, I get +1 to all my statistics. So let's go ahead and complete this. Let's do this. Let's get ourselves into a fight here pretty soon. So, alright. So, fight inactive. We need to, so we already know how to rotate the camera. So we should have hit skip there. So what does he want us to take out? So he wants us to attack stuff. So let's go ahead and let's kill some bats. Maybe it's bats he wants us to take out. So we're going to throw a lava bomb at him. You can also see that all of the different attacks and different skills and stuff like that, they all have some pretty cool animations as well. So there we go. We took out our bat nice and easily just using our skills, and we got some cool fighting music. So all right, let's get over here. Let's talk to him. Let's turn this in real quick, and let's get on with this party. So let's accept that. Keep going. So we need to go get some boar blood. Now the difficulty is with a lot of these games, as it seems to be lately, that they aren't very creative when it comes to questing. So I would always like to see more creativity when it comes to questing, but you know, beggars can't be choosers all the time. So I know how to loot, so I can pick this up. The nice thing that I do like is when games make looting nice and easy. F is a great key to be able to just pick things up and loot with. So we're going to go ahead and take out some more of these boar runts and get their blood. Let's take him out. And take him out. One more shot. There we go. And now we can pick up the boar blood. Now we've got 2 of 3. You can also see over here in the chat window, you can see we're getting 1 energy for each of these that we killed. So we can actually click on this. Now you see that this energy is kind of building up. We can bring this up by hitting N. Let's go to enhance, and we can actually, I think we can enhance this now. Yes? Let's see. What do we need? Gear score 22. Well, let's give it a shot anyways. So there we go. So it took basically 5. So we can actually enhance it again because it's going to require 6 energy. Oh, orb's enhancement level cannot exceed the character level, so I actually have to level up. So you can see I've got my experience down here at the bottom, so I do need to get a little bit more experience before I'm actually going to be able to level up, and then once I level up, I can then enhance my gear or my weapon again. It's not really a weapon, it's like an ashen orb. It's kind of hard to call that a weapon. Even though it is a weapon, it's a little bit difficult to call it a weapon. It's not your traditional weapon. I do love seeing the different beasts running by as far as the mounts that people have, and you do get a mount fairly early in the game, which is really nice. I think you get it around like level 10. So there we go. I got level 3, got a bunch of gold, as well as increased all my stats and hit points and mana, as well as some energy. So let's accept this. Enchanted weapon growth. So now the game basically gave me a relic. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, and as you can see, I'm going to click there. And then I'm going to enhance my weapon again. There we go. We enhanced it up. So enhancement stop, -6 energy. So I'm now at +3. Woohoo.
Have strong willpower.
Maybe the game didn't give me the relic. Maybe I can't get to that part just yet for you guys. We'll get there shortly though. So let's continue. Let's accept that. And off we go to gather a sun pendant from probably these Ashir disciples. So we need to take these guys out. So let's start wailing on these guys. We can close this up. Hey, stop chasing. Just start firing. So let's bring up our map. So you can see we've got our little map, and we've got just a little area we've been in so far of this area. We can also bring up the world map, and we can see we're just right here, and there's many different areas that we can take and adventure in. Oh, I was still trying to wail away on that guy, even though I had actually killed him. I do also like that in the early area we're seeing some variety as far as the monsters are concerned. One thing that I did get a little bit of a kick out of when I was playing the werewolf was that in the werewolf starting area they had elite vampires. It's like, well, if they're so elite, why are they in the werewolf starting area? Kind of a funny little thing there. But of course, I'm looking forward to my very first AoE spell because that will be when things really start to take off. And we actually will get one here shortly, because what happens with this game is as you take and you build up, you see right here I'm building up this rage. As I build up my rage, I'm actually going to be able to utilize that rage, and then I'm going to be able to turn into, like I was able to turn into an actual werewolf, and I can do massive amounts of AoE damage. And I'm guessing that the same thing will happen whether you're human or a vampire, and you're going to have all this extra damage that you're going to be able to do and all these special attacks that you're going to be able to do. So I'm really looking forward to that. So there's that guy cruising around on his awesome mount again. So let's talk to this guy and turn in our quests. Let's complete that. Alright, level up, level 4. Human's Oath. Alright, so we need to go talk back to that guy. And let's, while we're cruising along, we'll click right there. We'll go over to Enhance. Oh, can't do this while moving. So we'll stop. There we go. So we're stopped, and here we go. We're off the rest of our way to turn in this quest now, and we've got to run through this little pile of Ashir disciples, which is basically they're all hanging out in the graveyard with the bats and stuff like that. But either way, we're almost back to our quest giver. Here we go. There we go. We got a Templar mage. I love, you know me, I'm a mountaholic, so I love all these different mounts. So let's go ahead and continue this. Oh boy. Read tutorials. There's the conversation. So there's all the different NPCs are marked by different types of mounts. So basically all the different NPCs have different icons over them. So we're going to go ahead and we need to get these holy waters and some silver dust really quick from the merchant. It's always nice when you can just go ahead and click on these guys and cruise right over to them, because we're headed over to the blood merchant and the general merchant to get those items. So here we go. A little holy water and a little silvery dust. So there we go. So There we go. Ashen Holy Water, we'll purchase one of those. Silver Dust, purchase one of those. Voila. Nice and easy. What else do we have here? That we've got our social panel. We can basically do friends, strangers, blocked, enemies, all that good jazz. Then we also have our guild panel, which of course you're going to be able to set yourself up with guilds. Once again, we have more items. We complete that. Click continue, avenging yourself. Let's go ahead and accept that quest. And we're off to find some vile vampires. So basically some guys that are not being very good vampires. So we've got to go give them a spanking. But either way, let's see what we got. We did get a little item. Oh, actually, I as class skills. So here we go. Here's our pious fan bracelets. That's actually for Sage, which we got an item. We got a green item. But here's the pants. We're gonna go ahead and throw those on. And uh-oh, I actually put pants on and lost half my pants. What happened there? Oh well. Let's go ahead and take out these vile vampires. Try and do so before this guy actually steals them all. But you can see, oh man, that guy actually was. That's pretty awesome. The vampire came in and they actually you can see they transform into their like kind of beast mode. See him? He jumped into like his demon vampire mode, which is pretty awesome to see that. And I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm going to be able to do here pretty shortly, as soon as I actually reach the point where my rage piles up enough. See, right now I've got quite a few kills to go before my rage is going to be piled up enough. I'm only at 806 and I need to get to 1,000. So, alright, so let's blast on this guy. What else do we down? You know, we got our system stuff, we got help, we got rankings. So of course you got rankings and level. You can see top level players right now are 55 or 56. We've got rankings in gold coins. You got rankings in weapons. You can see what weapon. This is actually really cool in this ranking. You see what weapon and how high they've actually enchanted it to. So he's got a destructive flame that he's got to +9. You can see all the bonuses it does. You can also see, like, here's something that maybe I'd want to aspire to get, is this new moon orb, and being able to get it all the way up to the power level that Zohan has it at. Then you can see B Gold, and then you can see Glory, and all that good jazz. So I always like when they show rankings like that. You can see all the different stuff that's going on. So then you've got team, of course, that's, you know, just your small group, your small party. We've got our quest log, so we can take a look at what we're doing. And once again, we're seeing that, you know, more and more of these games are doing this. They're having your main story quest, then you've got side quests, then you've got item quests, you've got tutorial quests, and then you've got recommended. So you've got a lot of different options here. And you can see down here the currents, and can show you also the availables.
You must have strong willpower.
So here we go. So we got this is our first, let's see, I think this is our first relic. Let's go ahead and see what we got there. Let's go ahead and clean that up. Let's accept this quest. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of guys coming in. Look at how awesome these mounts are. You guys are turning in quests and turning away fast as fast can be before. Now, how ironic is it that a vampire game made a character named Edward? So are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? I don't know. It's pretty funny stuff, though. But either way, you can see the environments are really well done with these kind of misty trees, and you can see not all the trees are standing upright, stuff like that. You can see pretty far off into the distance, which is pretty cool to see. All kinds of stuff like that adds to the ambiance. I don't need to see how to move. So to view the tutorials, click there. Alright, thank you very much. So we're going to head off and talk to Fossey, but we can see way off in the distance in a lot of different directions with all these buildings with all kinds of crazy gothic spires and stuff, very vampire-esque, and of course they put them right near a graveyard. And you've got these crazy, like, you know, like almost like haunted forest with more vampires and more boars and all this different stuff. So we're going to click up here to view the map, and we can see where we're cruising and where we're actually headed to. You can see the little marker there on the map that shows where we're headed. We can also see, you know, here's like kind of the werewolf elder. We can also see that we've got, let's see, the innkeeper over here. So there's the little icons that we were seeing that they were showing earlier, and all of that good jazz. So we can also click here, and I'm pretty sure we can click on these guys and start running off in their direction. So if you just have to go really far and you, oh, you know what, I need to sell stuff, click on the general merchant and off you go. There we go. There's another guy in a cool a cool little mount headed that way. You know me, I have a love affair with mounts. So what do you expect? All right, let's see. I think this might be where we get our found you. Yep, continue. Wild and strange. Yep, accept that. So we need to get some withered bats and some unkept boars. So let's just go ahead and waste these guys really quick. I'm really wanting to show you guys my rage technique, which is now essentially ready to go. So I can shift as soon as I'm full. But I did get this new at the 15-minute mark. I did get a new box. There we go. Let's open our box and see what we got. So what did we get there? Minor combat experience scroll. Click to earn 50% more experience from killing monsters. Heck yeah, I want to use that. Let's get through this much more quickly. Homing stone, so this will take me back to my home spot. Let's open this up. What did we get out of there? A 1B gold bag. So let's go ahead and use that. And there we go. We got one gold. We got a max capacity of 200,000. Don't think we're gonna hit that anytime soon. We got a remote mailbox. We got a couple of different things going on here. So the game is really generous with that stuff. You can see what's really cool though is you also have things for the vampire like blood, which restores health and mana, which is really cool that they kept kind of, you know, with the storyline of, you know, vampires and werewolves, because I know that the werewolves have something else. I can't remember what it is right now off the top of my head, but I know they have something separate besides blood, so I think it's really cool that they kept it like that. I'm hoping that, I haven't seen the humans, but I'm hoping that with the humans it will be like food or something along those lines. So let's go ahead and come on, let's get this last bat, blow him to smithereens. Come on now. There we go. Completed that. Oh, I really want to use. There we go. Trouble at the mill. Let's accept. Any of the options from the things you can do. Enhance awaits another gift. Let's click that. So let's enhance that. We see now we leveled up a couple of times. So you see that it just keeps leveling my ashen orb up until it catches up with my level. So it's pretty awesome. Like if you have the energy and you have levels to spare, it just keeps doing it. So let's go in here. Now we've got this prophecy reward, so we can open this up. The traveler goal, complete the wild and strange quest. So we did get a little something there, so let's go open that box. The game is really generous with all this stuff too, which is really cool. So we got some more gold there, so we'll open that up. Then we can open a gray warbear pack. Now, boom shakalaka, here's our mount. So we've got our mount now, and I'm trying to remember how there's a hotkey for our mount. The good thing is we can go right here and go right to mounts, and there we go. The hotkey is Z. Just bring up the tutorial, and there we go. We're on our awesome little warbear, and off we go to to our next area, and of course we're moving much faster. Actually, we got our mounts much more quickly than I said at level 7, not at level 10. But you can see you quickly transition from different areas. We're very dark, this is very light, and stuff like that. Now graphically the game is, I wouldn't say is, you know, top of the line, but it's still very good looking and will nicely run on a lot of older systems as well. So I think this is where we actually use our rage here. You're a real legend. There we go. Let's accept this. There we go. Racial skills. So let's go here. So here we go. Bloodthirst. So we're gonna drag this over to here. And I hope you guys are ready, because this is where it gets crazy, and we start killing everything in sight. So here we go. So we basically this is one of those skills you save up, and then you just start kicking the crap. Look at that. Level 8. You start kicking the crap out of everything. There we go. Take all those guys out, and we're just gonna keep circling around. It's a great AoE effect, and you can see I'm in this total demon form right now, which is really awesome. And now I'm stuck. I've totally stuck myself, screwed myself over. I would have gotten a lot more experience, but at least I was able to get to the point where you guys got to see me get to 1 level 10 and 2. Uh-oh. Now I can join a guild, but now I got all these guys on my butt, so let's see if I can actually survive this. Come on now. There we go. Take him out. We got one more, and then we need to turn in this quest, and we got all our pale bears and our boorish destroyers. Woohoo! All done. There we go. We did it nice and easy. Let's actually enhance our. We got a couple levels there. We went from level 7 to level 10, just ninja fast like even. So there we go. But this gives you a really good idea of what the game has to offer. It really is a lot of fun once you get into it, once you get a lot of the depth down. You see all the different things that are going on, all the different mounts. The fact that the player community is really cool with everybody. I haven't run into. I've had questions, had to ask people. They were really helpful. So it's always good to see stuff like that. We got a bunch of, and the game is very rewarding as well, especially early on, to get you through a lot of those early levels and get you progressing up pretty quickly. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. Also, don't forget to comment and like these videos, as we really do appreciate that feedback. If you'd like to play or learn more about Moonlight Online, you can read our full review at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. So till next time, thanks for watching.